Okay, so picture this. You are a successful business owner, right? You've been living your life, and there's been a war between your faction of the fairies and another. Now, because this war has ended and your faction has won, they are now trying to implement something where you have to marry from the other tribe, the tribe that you and your people were at war with. So you have been chosen to be one of the brides. But instead of trying to go with the flow, you try to sneak out and try to go back to the human realm. But your family member catches you. So now you try to run, but you can't because they catch you. First of all, he's in the military, so he knows all the tricks and things that you're going to do because he's not that much older than you, right? So he brings you back and is like, what are you doing? And all you can think to say is, I don't want to do this. Like, I love my life the way it is. Why do I have to do this? Why do I have to marry someone? I don't know who they are. Do you know what they look like? Do you know anything about them? I heard this person was a murderer and you want me to marry this person. Yet, when you say this, your cousin, because this is who it is, knows exactly about what this person has done and who they are, but they can't tell you anything because they have been sworn to secrecy. But he reminds you that if you do this, your family will be banished. They will be in trouble. They will not be able to do anything and they will lose their business. So you decide to go along with this marriage, even though you're in your mind saying, I'm going to get this fool to divorce me. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that he does not like me. So you get married. You get married and you do everything in your power to make sure that he does not like you, from putting food together, which is spicy, but yours is not, from taking all of his clothes when he is trying to look for them and putting them in the basement, everything that you can do, to even the silent treatment to make him realize that he does not want to be married to you. Now, on his side of things, he begins to like you. He thinks that you're cute and quirky, and he just is in the moment, in the space where he's like, I cannot allow myself to love you because of the things that I've done in my past. And all you want is to be loved. That is all you want. You've gone through life and you've gone through situations, and these people who you thought had your best interests at heart actually do not. And so you only want to grow old with someone that loves you just as much as you love them. But he says, all I can do is give you a nice life and we can have children and give you companionship. That is it. I cannot love you. But you make him realize that he is worthy of love. So this is something that the main character, whose name is Melina, says to Aaron, who is her husband. You don't have to like me, but at least give yourself the freedom to believe you are worthy. And then he comes back with, I wanted her, not just her body, but her heart. I wanted to be the one who deserved all the joy she could give. I needed her. The realization nearly stole my breath. I wanted her to love me. So this is the cover of the book. This book had so many twists and turns. It was really sweet. A lot of sex. I'm just going to say that. Spicy, spicy, spicy things happening in these pages. But I will say that I love, as always, when I read her books, and I love her books for fantasies, you do have a content warning. So I'm just going to let you see what that is. Sexual content, of course, because like I said, it's spicy. Violence, which it is. Dubious initial consent, which it does play a part in this, but I will say that immediately when this happens, the main character is remorseful and realizes that he is out of his mind and he feels so much shame, and in that space, they have a conversation. So just put that out there. Causing the accidental death of a friend. It is not shown on pages, but it's talked about. And a brief discussion of abuse, not of the main characters, but that is talked about, and is talked about in detail. Not like some of the other books I've talked about, but it is in detail what happens to one of the other characters. But if you like fantasies, if you are a Liz Cooper fan, which I am. I love how she puts her world building together. I love that there's always like a hint of danger and secrecy And there's always something where the main character is like, I want to give in, but I don't want to do so. You also find out about the other characters from her other books, which I will get into. I don't remember if I actually did a reviews on them, but I will. So if you are into fantasy, if you're into fantasy where there is a smoking hot alpha and then she is an omega, and seeing how they work together to deal with a challenge but also get it in because they was getting it in, this is your book. I again love Liz E. Cooper because I love her characters. I love how her main character, especially if they're women, are always like badasses who know their shit, don't take shit, but also are willing to be open to love, but will also tell their main characters, their alphas or whomever, their partners, like, you have to get your shit together. I'm going to support you, but you got to get your shit together. So definitely try this. It is on Kindle Unlimited. I love this series. There are, I think, like 5 books in this series starting out, but those other books are definitely more those books are for people who like the reverse harem. So if that is something that you like, those books are there. I actually still enjoy them because the stories and the world building, as I said. But this book was really good. So definitely try it. If you do read it or if you've read it before, let me know what you thought.